The Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial wasn't just a court case. It was one of the most watched celebrity sagas in modern history, a story of fame, betrayal, and public scrutiny that played out in front of millions worldwide. It began with a relationship that looked perfect from the outside, but as the trial revealed, was far from it. Johnny Depp, known for iconic roles like Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean, and Amber Heard, rising star of Aquaman and other films, met on the set of The Rum Diary in 2009. From the beginning, their relationship was passionate and public, but behind the cameras, things were reportedly tense. The couple married in 2015, and within a year, Heard filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. But this wasn't just a routine Hollywood split. It was the beginning of a legal battle that would last years and captivate the world. The legal storm officially began when Heard wrote an op-ed for The Washington Post in 2018. She described herself as a public victim of domestic abuse, though she did not name Depp directly. That piece seemed harmless to some, even empowering, but for Depp, it became the spark that ignited a major defamation lawsuit. He claimed the article had ruined his career, cost him roles, and damaged his public image. In response, Depp filed a $50 million lawsuit against Heard. Heard, defending herself, countersued for $100 million, claiming Depp and his legal team defamed her by publicly calling her allegations false. Suddenly, the private drama between two Hollywood actors became a public spectacle watched by millions. Fans, journalists, and social media users debated endlessly who was telling the truth and who was hiding behind carefully crafted narratives. Once the trial began in 2020, the courtroom became a stage, though not in the glamorous way Hollywood is used to. It was filled with tension, testimony, and evidence that exposed the raw and often messy reality of their relationship. Both Depp and Heard accused each other of abuse, each presenting text messages, emails, and witness statements to support their claims. The evidence painted a complicated picture. Text showed anger, frustration, and sometimes fear. Witnesses described heated arguments and volatile behavior on both sides. But the most gripping part wasn't the written evidence, it was the live testimony. For the first time, the world heard directly from Depp and Heard, each trying to prove their version of events. The trial didn't just reveal facts. It revealed personalities, emotions, and the deep fractures of a relationship that had begun in love and ended in public conflict. Depp's lawyers argued that Heard's op-ed was entirely false, alleging that she had fabricated claims of abuse to protect her career and damages. They presented evidence suggesting inconsistencies in Heard's statements and brought witnesses who claimed Depp had never been physically violent toward Heard. Meanwhile, Heard's team maintained that Depp's behavior was controlling and at times aggressive, whether verbally or emotionally. They argued that Depp's public persona had shielded him from scrutiny, allowing him to maintain a heroic image while causing private harm. The courtroom became a tug-of-war between perception and reality, each side attempting to sway the jury not just with facts but with character. For viewers and fans, it was impossible to look away. Each testimony, each piece of evidence added to the suspense, and with social media amplifying every moment, the trial became an unprecedented live event. Perhaps the most striking element of the trial was the sheer volume of evidence. Thousands of pages of documents, countless emails, and extensive video and audio clips were presented. Some of the materials revealed the emotional intensity of the couple's relationship, arguments escalating into shouting matches, moments of apparent remorse, and even references to substance use. Certain clips were described by legal analysts as shocking, not because they were violent, but because they revealed how deeply intertwined their lives had become and how quickly love had turned into mutual distrust. The public watched, debated, and often judged, though it was impossible to know the truth without context. And even as the trial aired, new rumors and leaks spread online, complicating the narrative further. Fans were left asking themselves not just who was right, but whether truth could ever survive in such a public, sensationalized environment. As the trial progressed, the emotional weight intensified. Depp took the stand, describing his experience of being accused publicly while facing personal turmoil. He spoke about the fear, the isolation, and the impact on his children. Heard in her testimony, recounted moments of distress and claimed that she had been fearful at times for her safety. Both actors presented themselves as victims in different ways, highlighting a core tension: the complexity of abuse allegations and the difficulty of proving intent or harm in the courtroom. Social media erupted with opinions. Some viewers staunchly supported Depp, sharing clips, memes, and commentary about how he had been wronged. Others championed Heard, emphasizing her courage in speaking publicly. The courtroom drama became a reflection of the larger cultural conversation about domestic abuse, celebrity influence, and the court of public opinion. The trial culminated in a series of compelling closing arguments. Depp's team summarized their evidence, reiterating the inconsistencies in Heard's statements and emphasizing the damage to Depp's career. Heard's team countered, arguing that her op-ed was truthful in intent and highlighting Depp's alleged behavior. The jury was tasked with untangling a complex web of personal narratives, documents, and testimonies, determining not only whether the op-ed was defamatory, but whether Depp and Heard had themselves engaged in public defamation. For many observers, the trial felt less like a legal proceeding and more like a live narrative unfolding in real time, complete with plot twists, dramatic testimonies, and public speculation. Ultimately, the jury reached a verdict. They sided largely with Johnny Depp, awarding him $10 million in compensatory damages and $5 million in punitive damages, which was later reduced due to Virginia and state laws limiting punitive awards. Amber Heard won $2 million on one counterclaim, where the jury found her defamed by a specific statement from Depp's legal team. The decision made headlines worldwide, with reactions spanning relief, outrage, and disbelief. Social media erupted with viral clips and commentary, often casting the verdict as a vindication for Depp. Heard faced criticism online, but she also received support from some voices emphasizing the complexities of abuse allegations and the dangers of public shaming. The verdict didn't end the debate, it intensified it as audiences continued to dissect every detail, clip, and argument. In the aftermath, both actors released statements expressing a desire to move forward. Depp emphasized that the case was always about clearing his name, particularly for the sake of his children. Heard expressed hope for reconciliation in public perception and indicated that the ordeal had been a difficult period for everyone involved. Analysts pointed out that the trial had lasting cultural effects. It highlighted the power of social media, the way celebrity influences public opinion, and the difficulty of addressing allegations of abuse in the public eye. The case prompted discussions on how courts handle sensitive claims, how evidence is interpreted, and how public narrative often diverges from legal reality. Even years later, the trial continues to influence perceptions of both Depp and Heard. For Depp, it marked a return to the public conversation not as a scandalized actor, but as a figure seeking to reclaim his legacy. His subsequent projects, from Maude to his rumored return as Jack Sparrow, are often viewed through the lens of the trial, with fans seeing each step as part of a broader narrative of redemption and vindication. For Heard, the trial has been a cautionary tale about the intersection of celebrity, media, and legal accountability. Her public image suffered, though she continues to work and advocate in various arenas, facing ongoing scrutiny and discussion. Both actors have emerged changed, their careers and personal lives forever shaped by one of the most public legal battles in recent history. Looking at the trial as a whole, several key lessons emerge. First, the case underscored the influence of media and social platforms in shaping public perception, sometimes in real time. Second, it revealed the complexity of abuse allegations, particularly when both parties claim victimhood and evidence is mixed or circumstantial. Third, it highlighted how legal outcomes may provide clarity in court, but rarely resolve public debate. Finally, the trial reminded the world that celebrity life is both highly visible and deeply private, and that the consequences of public scrutiny can be profound and lasting. For fans and observers, it became a story of caution, curiosity, and constant reevaluation. What is true, what is perception, and what ultimately matters when fame and personal life collide. In the end, the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial was more than a courtroom event. It was a cultural phenomenon. It revealed the fragility of public image, the intensity of fan loyalty, and the intricate dance between truth, perception, and reputation. It was a story filled with suspense, emotion, and human complexity, one that captured the world's attention for months on end. While the legal chapter may have closed, the conversation it sparked continues, shaping how the public views celebrity, justice, and the power of narrative. And perhaps most importantly, it serves as a reminder that behind every headline, every viral clip, and every social media debate, there are real people navigating the consequences of choices, fame, and the relentless gaze of the world.